Last episode, I was taking the start of the Clipper Around the World race, from London to Portugal. The first few days were not fun, trying to exit the English Channel upwind, but finally, the wind backed as we entered the Atlantic and we were able to bear away. The rest of the passage was looking much more fun. The day was quite eventful, but much nicer than the past few days. Yesterday during the night we passed the windward mark and we've been able to bear away, hoist spinnakers and finally go downwind. It's sunny, the boat is dry-ish. No, we're not walking on the walls anymore, so it's pretty nice. And yeah, we've been gaining a few spots. We're in 7th position, which isn't too bad. The rear front of the fleet are pretty far, but we might be able to gain 1 spot more too. The race is not over. We're halfway. So yeah, we have 620 miles, 660 miles from arrival. It's about 3 days more racing, and there's plenty of time for other boats to have shit happening, so yeah. How is it going here?
Good, they're just
How is today compared to yesterday? And the day before, and the day before.
Oh, today is brilliant. Look, everyone's happy. They're back to their old selves. I didn't do anything really disastrous yet, but there is still time. I have 10 minutes before I go to bed, so something really bad could happen. But apart from that, look, you've cut your fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, how was your day? Turn it round.
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you tired?
No.
No?
No, not even.
Good. So you think it went well today?
Yeah.
We're in
7.
Yes.
Yeah. That's good.
Yes.
Keep pushing.
Yes.
Wangy,
Oh, you Wengy.
can I hand you another bucket, please?
No.
It's a heavy one.
Ooh, that was close. What's your job, Manuel, today?
An engineer today.
Is it fun?
Yeah, I think it's better than the last few days.
Yeah.
I checked the sail locker and there was barely anything in it.
How many buckets we removed yesterday per watch?
I don't know how many per watch.
Crash bucket, I think it was like 5. Yeah, 12 after a few watch, but yeah, 4 or 5 per watch. Good day, good peak. But you haven't peaked it. It's the wheel of life. We decide. Alright. There's many different ways to run a boat with a large crew. Here's the one that Josh came up with, and that we are trying to refine. There is a certain amount of tasks to be completed on board every day, or even several times a day. On our boat, everyone changes job role every day, so all the crew gets to know the different areas of the boat, skills, and it also avoids routine. So one day, one can be engineer, another housekeeper, watch leader, navigator, decky, etc. But I'll come back to this. Alright. How are we feeling, JB?
You?
Really good.
You go.
Yes.
Can you tell Josh, because I know he worries about these things, but we are absolutely delighted that he's helming, and we have no issues with you guys helming, getting us up the path, even as much.
Well, trying.
It's not a learning day.
Oh,
you doing? Yeah?
Yeah, really, really nice. Yeah, gust of 30.
Ooh.
It's really nice.
Yeah? Cool. Alright, pretty nice day today. 25 to 30 knots, we have the code 3 up. It's rather interesting to see in these conditions. It's just the first race of this circumnavigation. So the crew, some of the crew are not quite ready to steer in this condition. It's a bit of a steep learning curve. So Josh and I are steering quite a bit. It's quite bad. So yeah. What's the record? Oh! Woo! Bum touching the water!
70s, over 70s.
Thanks. And so yeah, I think if we stay like this, as deep as we can, we are actually quite well placed. Pretty sure most of the boat will have to jibe. So that's not bad.
It's Friday, the 6th of September. We are near Finisterre and it's blowing 27, 28 through, 30 knots through. We're getting, so far, top speed 22. Here we go.
Alright, let's be honest. I never really helmed such a big boat under spinnaker in 30 knots of wind and 2-meter waves. Just because there isn't really any training for this kind of stuff. There's only so many big offshore racing boats around, and it's not that easy to get onto one. But as Josh says, this boat is just a dinghy with a kettle. But wait, I never sell dinghies. So here I was, about to surf down the waves, with my amazing but complete amateur crew, which some of them had never seen proper swell or flew a spinnaker in more than 10 knots of wind before that day. Josh and I were alternating at the helm, doing 2-hour session, so the other one could rest when one was helming. As the day went, the wind and swell went increasing slowly, and I had one of the best helming sessions I have had sailing so far. The boat is surprisingly stable and sane at high speeds, even if she requires a lot of power and concentration at the helm. A bit before sunset, we retrieved the kite and kept going under white sails, but not before I stole the speed record from Josh with 29.7 knots, which we would also learn later that it would be the fastest speed across the fleet for that race. Just another day at the office. I'm with Mark, doing some fixing. It's 7 a.m. The boat goes at 13 knots. The person on the helm had never sailed a month ago. It's perfectly normal. And we're just doing chafe protection towards the spinnaker. What are we doing, Mark? What are we doing? What are we doing? I agree. Oh, yeah.
Pretty
Sorry?
good stuff here.
Yep. Do your first 2 turns so then I can milk. Haven't started, I already pinched myself. Alright, I'm gonna send you more people to pack the Yankee after. So sweaters, you'll check the halyard made as well. Alright, so spinnaker, active sheet, you'll be on it? Sure. Cool. Because we need now someone to sweat, to tail the, the spinnaker, and we need someone then onto the Yankee halyard because we need to drop the Yankee at the same time, right? So foredeck, sweat, halyard made, talk to Ivan. Ivan, when halyard is made, 2 safety turn, done, okay? Ivan, I need you to take a few sail tie with you. Once you're done with the spinnaker, you walk with the guys at the front and we need to drop the Yankee. So Phil, once the halyard's made, make sure your clutch is open before we all start all this jazz. And then just work with Mark or whoever is at the front to drop this in a controlled manner. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to need your hands on the one on the coffee grinder for the spinnaker, the other one on the foredeck to drop the Yankee. Alright, what's our speed? We're already doing 10 knots, 11 knots, 12 knots, good. And we're gonna put the code 3.
Okay.
Yeah. And see how wrong can this go.
Okay, you want this?
I'm gonna take over, yes. Thank you so much.
Alright.
Got it, thanks. Alright. Foredeck ready. Cockpit ready. Go. Alright, Ivan, grind! Guys, Yankee! Grind, Ivan! Alright, we'll have team, my voice. Team, grind! Pull the sack! Who's on Yankee halyard? Okay, Phil. Alright. Apo. 2 safety turn on that winch. Good, and go on the foredeck now to drop the Yankee.
For you, and I'll get it.
Not enough, stupid hole.
Can her feet run that fast? They can cut you up. Can her fingers play a song to describe what it's like having you in her arms? Is her hair like a river with your hands on a ship? They travel on in till they can touch her skin. Is she a dreamer? Are you a lover? Have you seen a special sign when you took a hand back? Have you seen a special smile if that was in the dark? Did you feel a heart beating as fast as it could? Did you hear yours screaming when it wasn't that good? Is she a lover? Are you a dreamer? But she has a bit of heart down in the back of her hands, and I know it's quite exciting to have one of them, but it's not that special to be just another one. Can her feet run that fast? It can catch you up. Can her fingers play a song to describe what it's like having you in her arms? Is her hair like a river with your hands on her ship? They travel only till they can touch her skin. Is she a dreamer? Are you a lover? But she has a lot of heart down in the back of her hands, and I know it's quite exciting.
I'm on my bank here in the boat. It's really hard to film because it's so tiny, but basically, yeah, really close. On the rest of the boat, I have my little fan here, and yeah, I'm off watch. Been doing pretty well this last few hours. We're picking up on there to lead, who are force, creeping up on them. We still have 200. We still have 200 miles to the finish. So yeah, we need to keep the boat going fast. And yeah, normally tomorrow night we're drinking beers in Portimao, Portugal. It's gonna be nice. We are 40 miles from arriving and there's no more wind. We had to turn around to have wind. So now we're going in the wrong direction.
No.
I hate sailing.
We have north on our course. It's all good.
Alright, let's do something. Hopefully there is Josh who keeps moving the boat when there is no wind, otherwise I would be just crying in the last red. Alright, let's go. Code one. There is that say that sounds something like, any fool can race in strong breeze, but it takes a great sailor to race in light wind. And that's why I'm not a great sailor. The last 40 miles of the race have been really hard. On top of some wrong tactical decisions from Josh and I, we got some really variable winds as we got closer to shore. And from the top half of the fleet, we ended up passing the finish line in 8th position. Bloody frustrating it is. But some of the leaders from that race got the same face and went from 1st to 9th or 10th. So lessons are learned. Now let's keep moving.
Alright. Crew, ready about? Hands to lead.
Charlie Victor 3-1 UNICEF, so you can come
what
on
day is
in
today?
for
Monday?
the port.
Sunday. It is Monday morning. That's 1 week. That's 1 week we're racing, and we finished this morning over there at 4:30 something ish. We're 8th position. The last 12 hours have been a pain. It's been low wind, changing wind, boat getting stuck, and other passing. And at some points we were the boats doing good, and at the moment, not doing good. And yeah. And yeah, but anyway, we learned a lot, I think. And this was just race 1 of this clip around the world. 1 race out of 15. So stay posted for more offshore racing, big waves, and a little bit of random sailing life sometimes.